All right. So I'm actually very excited for this conversation. This is one of the ones I've been looking forward to for a while, just because this has been someone that is one of the most savage individuals I see training. And I'm gonna let him introduce himself, talk a little bit about where he's at, and yeah, floor is yours, brother man.
So my name's Ostyn, Ostyn Nut, which doesn't come up on my Instagram, but it does come up as some dude called Mercy Denied. Um, I train. I specialize in unconventional training methods. So that would be utilizing equipment like Mason's gloves, handbags, kettlebells, and then anything else sort of in between. In which also qualified in London University as well. So a lot of what I do, my training philosophy is, and the purpose behind it is moving with purpose and intensity in a way that you're primarily designed to do. So picking up objects, swinging objects, throwing objects is the three fundamentals of what we're our movement patterns are based upon, in which that ties into locomotion. So you tie that in with like the Landmark University principles and things like that, and you apply that to old school training systems, and then what you got is your best bang for buck, and that's pretty much what I do. But probably, unlike a lot of your listeners that are on here, which are in America and probably Canada, I'm across the pond in the UK doing this, so maybe something new will happen there sometime soon. But that's what I'm doing at the moment.
Okay. That's some fun. That's some exciting news to hear. Then I had to have you on here, brother man, because there's very few individuals that I see trained in the similar training styles of not only just myself, but obviously Tom Julie and then a couple others, like the real savages around not only just the United States, but over in the UK. Like you're over there in the UK, being one of the most savage individuals that I see. Your title, well, not title, your Instagram handle. Yeah, that literally is your training style. It's Mercy Denied, straight up. That's exactly what it looks like and what it sounds like, and I fucking love it.
Appreciate it. I mean, do practice what I preach. You know, and with my clients as well. I'll always send them a video of me shitting a lung. If I'm going to shit a lung, I'll never push them to the point. I would never tell them if I didn't believe that they could push to that point. So get the most out of people and set that example yourself. And so the way
it's a different type of mental challenge. Not even like try to make them tap into it, because it's one thing to do it yourself, but then you also got to lead by example. You got to be able to tap into like this deep demon inside of you to now just bring them out, turn them into the savage.
Well, in how you got to become a demon.
So that's a long ass story for myself. It's years of pent up trauma and rage.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, years of pent up trauma and rage.
That's the one. But you got it or you don't. You want to know, or you don't.
Man, so I had to ask you, how long have you been training the way you've been training?
So I pretty much started when I was like 12, basically doing like formats of Murph, basically like bodyweight complexes. So just literally hundreds of pull-ups like that. And I was like,
12
so when I was like 13, I was like doing 200 push-ups in my room a day. It just kind of starts like that. By the time you're 18, in my case, I was doing CrossFit. So I was familiar with kettlebells and sandbags, but they're dabbled into and stuff. Hit a lot of nails on the head with the CrossFit side of things. So I've been training like in this system with like, I've never trained in a bodybuilding format basically ever. It's always been something that's been high volume body weight, picking up stuff. I've always been incredibly active. Like I've worked in building sites and stuff. Played 7 years of high level rugby. I was a semi-professional snowboarder, basically. So I've got like athletic background that's always kept me pretty like mobile and stuff. And then lifting wise, the kettlebells and sandbags and stuff, they just kind of gradually escalated more and more and more and more and more. And then pandemic hit, like a lot of people, and then I just went like, I prefer the grunt. I just prefer the grunt work on a sandbag. Like when you can't pick it up, you can't pick it up. It doesn't let you pick it up.
No.
Once you hit the max sort of weight with it, if you're fucking fatigued, it just goes, hell no. Like, you're not having it. Come back another day. Like, it's that simple. But that's what's the beauty of it, because it actually, it's like volume control as well with it. You can't go and wreck yourself, where we've done it with like walking lunges with a barbell or something. You haven't got a concern about the weight that's on you, and the next day you're like crawling around on the floor because your ass cheeks are like fixed in one position, right? And you're like using the handrails like an 80-year-old just to get up and down the stairs. But you don't tend to get that with this sort of training. And obviously you tap into that as you go, which means I can train more and more and more, get stronger at what I do. The conventional stuff, which I never barely really do, to be honest, goes through the roof quite quickly. It makes sense quick to me, really quick.
I feel like this training style, like it's more of like a calling to you than it is like you find like you actually want to do it. Because I myself, I'm one of those individuals that I had started off like doing the basic gym stuff when I first started doing this when I was 18 years old, and then from there it was like, you know, doing a little bit of powerlifting every now and then. But then it wasn't until I want to say like just after the pandemic that a steel club came into my play, and I was gifted a steel club from Addicts, and then from there. It just grew, because then I got a mace, and then I got the arc, and then I got some kettlebells, and then I got Bulgarian bags, and then I got the strength bags. It's little by little, it just all develops.
Yeah.
Beautiful
just
equipment.
touch a bit of everything, and you just kind of dabble into it, and more becomes more really quickly. Like escalates, and then you suddenly want to become like the ultimate Norse version of yourself, wielding an axe and a fucking shield in the other hand.
Yeah, real Viking shit too. Some real Viking shit. I love pulling. Some people, back when I had my long ass hair too, it was a whole different. Like, that's the one I miss it a little bit for that reason. But when you let that shit down and just swinging a heavy ass mace around your body, it's happening some ancient Scandinavian roots.
Oh, for sure. Or some ancient Indian wrestler. So one of the two, somewhere in between the continent, you're lurking, your answer's lurking in there.
And them Gadas, man. I see. That's one thing some people really underestimate the strength of the Indian culture too. Those Gadas, those things, there's no real gripping on them. They don't really use chalk. It's literally a thick ass piece of wood with a heavy ass piece of concrete at the top, and they're swinging around like nothing.
Broomstick concrete on the end.
Yeah,
it's a broomstick concrete, like literally, like and they do that. Like, I mean. Yeah, it's a bit of an old school technique. Sometimes I do it in the summer because the sweat's just ridiculous. But, you know, you just shove your hands in a bit of dirt and dust on the floor, and then you go grab your concrete broomstick and you start swinging it over your head, and then you go fight someone with a bit of wrestling in a sandpit. And then you wonder why they were the best wrestlers that existed.
Yeah.
Itself.
Not wrong about that shit. Man, between them and then now more than recently, they're starting to get a lot more of their light too. The Russian and Dagestan culture down over there, those savages, those motherfuckers training 3 to 4 times a day.
Dude, yeah, I did a wrestling session with what's his name? Lubo. What's his surname? Obviously, it's definitely not English. He's from like Hungary or somewhere like that neck of the woods. Dude, he weighs like 65 kilos, and he said, "I'm now going to put you in the ice cream machine, right?" And he just like fucking blended me, man. The pressure is insane. He's like, he was like, "Yeah, you're the next demo. Pop me in there." And he's like, "Right." Looked at me and was like, "You're in the ice cream machine," and went, "Try to get out." And I was like, "Yeah. Dickhead, you know, I'm going to be able to get out, right? Because you're an Olympic wrestler and you suplex for breakfast, right? So I'm not going anywhere. Right?
Even if I wanted to, I couldn't do shit right now.
Dude, these like Eastern Europeans, like they're just built of like they're forged in iron. Honestly, like they come out the womb with cauliflower ear and they don't give a shit. It's real. It's real.
You really look at that part of the world though. It's a dark, depressing world. They don't really get much sunlight. It's just straight up just hardships. They grew up with hardships and humbleness, and they eat breathe, sleep, train, and that's it.
They eat, sleep, breathe, adversity, basically. Like, there's no other way of phrasing it, to be honest with you. Like,
oh shit.
Yeah, they're real. Best inspiration ever. Looking at people like that. There's always someone out there that's got less than what you got. Always. It doesn't matter how bad it gets. There's always someone going on worse than you.
And they have it worse than you, but they are making do with what they got, and they are literally building out some of the most, not only just chiseled out physiques, but also effective physiques. Physiques that, when they see their muscle, it's not just bloated pretty boy shit. It's literally muscle that is dense, and then it can literally toss a whole bear over their shoulder if they wanted to.
Yeah, density, literally, just density. Which is exactly how I describe to people when they come down to the yard with me, and I go, this time of year, so in the summer, it's like an oven because it's just concrete, and it's like you just cook, basically. You can't get enough chalk in your hands whilst training in that yard. And then in the winter at this time of year, genuinely, I've been training in like 0 degrees less the last few days.
I see, you fucking psycho. I see you out there with the damn steel clothes, probably negative 10 degrees, holding that shit. Your hands are probably freezing to the damn.
It's real. It's real. It's escalated really quickly. I'm not gonna lie. It's escalated real quick, and it's really cold. So I leave all that shit outside. So it goes like the sandbags are like crispy. I've never described the sandbag as crispy.
There's no give.
Crispy when I got it out. Yeah, man. The iron of the kettlebell was so cold, and the sandbags were like rigid and crispy. I was like, right, well, this is gonna be a fun one. Might have to make the warm up a little longer.
Yeah, it's not even a sandbag anymore. It's a bag of concrete you're picking up at that point.
Yeah, literally.
Literally picking up a whole ass bag of concrete. Which, what was that? A 275-pound bag you got back there? 250 that you're picking up?
So it's filled up to the top. It's gone a bit floppy because it's ripped. I've got another one out the back, but I cannot be asked to shift it out because I think it's like 120 to 30 kilos worth of sand. So I can't bother to shovel it out of that and then getting it in someone else. It's started to rip. So if I put any more in it, it'll be too much. To be honest, it's a good working weight. Like I can do like rounds with that with the other stuff I'm doing. Obviously, it becomes basically a heavy single. But it's a bit like ripped, but it's damp constantly. So it's like I think it's like 275, 280, but then it's constantly wet or damp, constantly. So I actually have no idea, and it changes. One day it feels lighter than the other. All of the bags. 160 kilo one could be like 70. It just bumps up like 20 pounds. I don't know what I'm lifting half the time. Like literally, it just gets wet and like it's awful. It's grisly.
That sounds pretty terrible. Fuck.
Yeah, it's great. I kind of dulled this stuff down because no one really gives a shit what I feel about it, to be honest. All they care about is the Instagram reel. So at the end of the day, I just do the Instagram reel.
And you still put in the fucking work. Like most people would not even go outside in the 0 degree weather, let alone just step outside fully bundled up. Nevertheless, train their ass off in 0 degree weather with no gloves, no nothing, just hands on cold ass steel.
Dude, today was terrible. I'm not gonna lie.
I just saw your story.
That was like yesterday's one, Wednesday. Today was, I got up, went out of the house and it was dark. I came back and it was getting dark. It was raining and like just above freezing. And I was out there with the 60 kilo belt trying to hold on for dear life onto something that's soaking fucking wet. Like freezing. I couldn't feel my feet when I came back in.
Oh,
but
shit.
at the end of the day, that's what your ancestors were made of, and they didn't whinge about it. They just went and got it. So, you know.
Yeah, it's a no better salute to the ancestors. Like I'm great. I'm very grateful that my great grandfather from my dad's side came over here from Ireland and back in 1914, and he actually had to change his last name to a Scottish last name because Irish need not apply here in the United States during that time frame. So we went from a Walsh to Welsh because just changing one fucking letter makes it a completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, British Isles.
Completely different one. That part still blows my fucking mind. That literally we went from Walsh to Welsh, so he went from Irish to Scottish, and he got the job working as an iron worker and helped actually build the Empire State Building and a couple other buildings around New York State. So it's actually pretty cool. And I walk around New York City, I get the chance to see like, oh yeah, my great grandfather actually worked on that building. There's a picture of his psychotic ass literally on top of the fucking building with only beams, no floor, nothing underneath. Just you can see the city skyline underneath him, and he's hanging on like this.
Yeah, man. When health and safety was at its prime,
I could not. I got anxiety looking at the fucking picture because it's like that literally is the top of the Empire State Building, and he has no harness, no vest, no wires, no nothing. Just straight up, whee, on the top of the fucking Empire State.
They're built out of a trench. They didn't come out of a womb. They came out of a trench. That generation, like, swear down. Literally, my granddad had cancer, and he didn't even care. He was just like, right, so I'll stop smoking for a bit, and I'll stop drinking lager, which I've done my whole life, and then in 2 weeks' time, once it's a bit better, then the cancer can sod off, and then I'll start again. And the doctor didn't understand his logic at all, but he just didn't care. Like, they just don't care. Like, nothing really kills them. Like, they have to get to the last edge. Like, they have to fall off the building. But they'll hang off of it for ages. They don't care. Like, they don't care, that generation at all. No. You tell them they're going to die, and they're like, right, I'm going to the pub. Like, logic.
It's that generation of men that is needed more than ever during this generation currently right now. When you got so much weakness in men in this generation, where men are it's pathetic.
It's a joke. The thing is as well, is I'll turn around and I'll call people out on it. Straight up, I'll go, what you can do about it. I'm not here to bully anyone, but I will say to you, no number of people with purple hair are going to turn around and and dominate someone on a daily basis, right? That lifts heavy fights, or practices hard shit. They're meant, regardless of their even physical status, their mental fortitude is like tenfold more. So you're not even going to win on a verbal level, let alone a physical level. Forget it. So like, you can have as many sheep as you like. They can't outfight a lion or a wolf. It doesn't matter how many sheep you got. They're all massive pussies and they want to get away. Like, they can't do anything about it. So for people to be bunched up, like, which obviously politically is how people are doing it nowadays. They bunch up in their little groovy gang, and then they all, cry about their feelings or whatever it is. And people like us turn around and go like, why don't you just do something about it? Because I don't actually care about your feelings. Because I've been through shit, and Jeremy's been through shit, and Derek's been through shit, and Dave's been through shit, and we're all been through shit. And you know what? None of us whinged about it. We found a way to address the situation, and we dealt with it. Instead of going in a group of 100 like-minded, weak people and then reaffirming the fact that you're weak. Well, how great is that?
It's not a point where you're not just like venting off your issues. You're looking for sympathy. You're crying for sympathy the entire time. Like, when you are actually someone who wants to fix your shit. This has come from somebody who I've genuinely have gone through some of the most fucked, like, as far as like character development and changing myself into putting it like used to be the guy when I'm my late teens, early 20s, pointing the finger is like, I'm not there because of this person, that person. It's like, nah, I'm fucking myself up. I'm the issue with this shit. I need to fix my shit, and I need to get right. Getting focused and getting determined on the fucking goals. And then also realizing that you played just as much as a role in your own suffering as other people may have fucked you over, cursed you out, or whatever it may be, whatever the fuck it is that they have done to you.
You allowed it.
You allowed the shit, and you also allowed the shit to fester in your own fucking brain. When you actually take the time to really step back and then address the situation, plan out a solution, and execute, there's little room for you to fucking think about the shit, and there's little room for you to even put the emphasis into being upset about the shit. It's, let me fix let me see the situation for a whole. Let me take a step back, analyze, and just straight up go after the fucking solution. Not just wonder and, talk to the person about this person, talk to the person about that problem, talk to this person about that problem. No, I pay a fucking therapist to keep my shit in check because I need a non-biased person who's going to tell me outright when I'm fucking up. when I'm fucking up, and then I can address my shit, and then I can focus on actually bettering myself.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And you just keep going. You stay relentless, and you keep going to conquer it. So
Life's not going to stop. The sun is still going to show up tomorrow, even
there's
with
that
dark
Marcus
clouds.
Aurelius quote. There's that Marcus Aurelius quote, which you can apply to practically anything emotional. It's something along the lines of the fact that I can't remember the quote exactly, but basically, when you're angry at the world carries on. Nothing changes in the world, but the fact that you're angry, so you might as well stop resenting and just get on with it. But you can apply that with every emotion. You feel sadness towards something. Well, in men, that's probably a lack of purpose or emptiness. So go do something that removes that sadness and that emptiness. It's because you're not being proactive about something. You feel like you haven't got anything tangible. So for sadness, for example, for other emotions, it applies as well. No one else feels it but you. No one cares. That's what I say. No one cares about you more than you. You could be with the woman of your life for 30 years, and no one cares about you more than you. Genuinely, period. And it's the only way it's ever going to work, because no one experiences you more than you. It's that biological aspect. You can't take that away. But you've got to look after biology.
That right there, like, that hits, because you got a generation of people. I don't even just say men in general. You got a generation of people that have been so stuck behind a phone, and that they've been so, I want to say, they're just brainwashed in general by the thought of what social media can really, what social media does to the human body, human brain, as far as like really putting yourself into comparison modes and comparing yourself into areas where it's like, oh, well, he's already doing better than me, so why should I even try? And it's like, man, shut the fuck up and just start doing something with yourself. Like, if you sit there and being depressed on your couch for 2 to 3 weeks without making any type of movements or whatsoever, or making an adjustment into your life, you're just going to be a sad ass soul that's going to be left in this world rotting in your skin.
Totally. Interestingly for me, I never compared myself to anyone, but I only looked to the 1%. So I would only ever compare myself to someone who's way out of my league. That's the way my mind ever works. So I'd get the 1% of, say 3 at that time of whatever it is I want to pursue. I study the shit out of them until I've taken the best aspects of them, because you only learn from the best. Why waste your time with something that's mediocre or probably shitter than that? Because that's what most of this world's made of, just a waste of time, really. You get the absolute creme de creme, and then you analyze it and you take those aspects and you compare yourself to that. And then when you can get to a point when you can even get within touching distance of what they do, which might take years, then you know that you're on the right path. But you've combined that with what in your perception is the best 3 of that, of what, or 4 people that you look up to, then you've pioneered something completely new. So for example, leading on to something probably a little bit different is, like the whole functional patterns, people that do traditional mace steel club work method, they're all the same but different. So when you look at all these different training systems, for example, a lot of them fundamentally are looking at human emotion and human movement patterns, and obviously either getting people back to their root patterns that they should be moving through, or obviously the other side of it is they're trying to argue who's got a better system, because money makes the world go round. As well. So when you're looking at stuff like that, I look at it's kind of a skewed perception on it slightly, because one becomes blind to the other when really they're trying to say the same thing. But these systems, as I was saying, you get the best of the 3 kind of thing, and you take what's good and what's bad, or you realize actually what the similarities are, and then you realize the 3 best in the game have got. Those 3 guys are actually saying the same thing for completely different aspects, but they've still got to the same point, and then you're like, shit, like, that's more definitive than what they even intended for it to be. Because you've got 3 people that are bickering, but from an outside perspective, you're looking at it and you're going, shit, they're all saying the same thing. I'd take that. So when you look at stuff like that, if that makes sense. So you can start off, like I said, where you just study the best in their wheelhouse. You take that, and it's so easy to do. It's so easy to
especially
do.
in this generation now. That part,
You've
yeah, it
got
definitely
Instagram
is.
to literally find the best of the best. You want to be a tattoo artist, you just find the best three. You find inspiration for neo trad or whatever, and you just look at the things they're doing, the way they do it, the way that they're designing, the layering, color schemes, etc. And you're like, you could do that with anything, literally, but yet people don't want to back themselves in any way whatsoever.
No,
it's so accessible to make yourself better now more than ever, and you haven't even got to worry about catching a woolly mammoth, sleeping in a cave. You ain't got to worry about a saber-tooth tiger or a crocodile coming after you. You ain't got to worry about that shit. You can literally spend from the moment you wake up to that. You could spend 15 hours or 16 awake with an hour of break between if you were literally that dedicated to doing that if you wanted. Now, I'm not recommending that, but you could literally if you wanted something that bad. No one's stopping you. And you ain't got to worry about any stresses, basically.
Yeah.
People could do anything remotely close to 5% of that. It's like, it's a joke. It's a joke.
Dude, I'll tell you that if I'm the smartest one in the room, I have to get myself out of it. I love and I take pride in being the dumbest one in the room so I could keep learning from the smartest and keep just perfecting my craft, but then also constantly keep this thing going, because then it's so easy for you to just regress. It's so easy for you to like be stuck in your own ways, not get challenged by somebody else who's actually doing better than you and where you want to be. If I'm the dumbest in the room, I'm happy. If I'm the smartest in the room, I have so much fucking anxiety about it, because then I gotta teach all these other people how to actually do this shit then.
I bet that happens quite a lot these days.
Yeah. Especially teaching how to teach some of these men how to be fucking men.
The academic snobbery as well, where it's like, oh, you don't come from a mainstream background of academia. Okay, well, you don't know anything. Yeah. So what's not? You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
But what I will say to people is, people like you and myself who have had personal experiences, whether it be having injuries, surgeries, overweight, blah, 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 diet issues, whatever it is. By diet, let's make this clear, I'm not referring to a diet as in you go on a diet. A diet as in, like, not eating shit.
Yeah. You're obviously fucking nutrition. Diets are fucking horrible.
People were like, oh, you're on a diet? No. To make this clear as well to anyone out there, I eat a straight up carnivore diet. So, we're looking at a lot of beef.
I mean, look at that. You see my fucking stories every now and then. I got my prime rib and I got my steak and eggs. I'm sitting there. I'm happy. You give me steak and eggs all life. I could eat that for the rest of my life, and I'd be.
Oh, dude, I've eaten 1.5 kilos of mincemeat basically every day for a year and a half.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Okay, yeah, you really went on with this then.
Yeah, like I don't eat shit like plants. People are like, do you eat chicken? No, chicken's a week. Why would I eat a chicken? Like, why do you eat chicken?
You want that strong meat. Pause. But yeah, you want that strong meat.
I want to eat some big fucking animal that weighs like a ton. Salmon, they're ridiculous animals. Look at what they achieve, right? Eat some salmon once in a while. Eat some eggs, because it's just like,
feel the power.
You need to create. That's basically everything you need to create any organism in a little bottle, basically. So you eat like 8 to 10 of those a day, good to go. And then, like, lots like cow juice, milk. Drink some cow juice.
I've never heard someone fucking call milk cow juice. That's a fucking first.
Baby cow juice, isn't it?
I've never heard someone say cow juice. That's fucking incredible.
Man, you just drink like you drink like 2 liters, 4 pints of full fat cow juice, and you're bulk, you won't have a problem. I struggle to put on weight. You're not drinking enough cow juice and beef, like legit. Full fat meat, right? Some eggs, some butter, some cheese, and some cow juice, and you're good to go. Like, no one's staying skinny on that shit.
Don't be afraid of fucking creatine either. Don't be afraid to take some shit. And people understand that creatine's in fucking meat.
Man, I don't take anything. I don't take shit. I literally eat 5 things.
Dude, that's fucking sick. Your physique, it speaks for itself. It literally speaks for itself. That shit's insane.
But I don't even bench press, man.
You got some chiseled chest there.
I don't know about that, but I'd say pancake tits. But
okay. Before we wrap up here, because Zoom's gonna fucking kick me off in about 6 minutes here. I wanted to ask you, what are basically, you pretty much already hit it on the head, but what are 3 pieces of advice that you would give to this generation right now, or to just anyone in particular? Gotta make it think a little bit with that one.
Yeah. I love a little thing. It's important. The first thing I would say above everything is question everything. That is the best advice I'd ever give you. Try it.
Just question everything.
Question everything. Put practical application. Stick yourself in the shit. Go on. See if that thing works. See if that supplement works. Yeah. Actually try it and go in deep with it. See how deep you go with it and see if it actually really works, for example. Like, try it and question everything, you know? The first thing I would say. Second thing is, I would say, my advice is, I would advise people to try to get back to your roots as much as you can in terms of things like what you're eating, how you're moving, what your purpose is in a daily life. Make sure you touching the ground every day if you can, barefoot, and that literally takes you 5 minutes a day. That's going to help reduce so much anxiety and stress. Those aspects there. Go back to your roots. Socialize with people that matter. Stop wasting your time with 150 people that you chat to on your social media. Sack the lot off. Pick 5. Be like Snow White in 7 Dwarfs, yeah, and have one for every occasion, right? That's what I advise to people. And watch your mental health clear up. Spend your time lifting or fighting with those people. Eat some proper food. Ground, get outdoors and stuff like that. Go back to your roots in that respect, you know. I know that's more than one thing, but whatever feels right and intuitive for you, you follow that. Question everything as well, 100%. Because just because you're told something, well, let's put it this way, everyone now has an agenda. So the only person that cares about you more than you is no one. So question everything for your own sake, you know? That you can't. And also get cold as well. I think the cold as well in terms of exposure. The cold, literally, for me, at one point in my life, it saved my life. Period. Like, I mean, I was doing 20 minutes of cold therapy a day.
No shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like, real
20 fucking minutes. That's well, I shouldn't expect anything less than your intense ass if I can do more than 20 minutes. So that's holy shit, 20 fucking minutes, dude. That's impressive. That really is impressive.
Yeah, well, when you're in so much pain that the pain of cold is less than the pain that you're experiencing, you'll sit in it.
Damn, yeah, it gave me a whole new outlook on that whole on cold therapy with that one there. Shit.
Yeah. Big up Wim Hof, man. Get that guy.
That fucking psychotic, man. I swear to God, he really is the ancient root. He is the ancient root.
Get man. Knighthood.
But brother, man, I can't believe how fast this shit flew right by, dude.
I thought that was like 5 minutes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that literally boom. But I truly do appreciate you popping on over here and having this conversation. I gotta have you back on again soon, so this way we can keep going on with this shit. Because man, it's nice to know that there's also people in the UK who have the same mentality as some of us over here as trainers in particular too. Because it's very rare when you find trainers who are also putting in the actual fucking work and not actually just doing shit for strictly social media and for the likes and for the views. So I want to give you that, the big ups on that one too.
No, I appreciate that. And likewise, you're making a big change as well. Everyone that's doing the right thing is that 1% that adds up. So
absolutely,
it's one unified goal for everyone, I think, and we're all sick of looking at the same bullshit that's getting spread around into this world. And at the end of the day, you just cut your ties to it. You just cut your ties to it. You just cut it. You don't have to associate yourself with that shit. Everyone else can grow out. The lotus grows out of the dirt. So, at the end of the day, this shit will bloom up. We're 10 years ahead of where everyone else, and everyone will be doing it in 10 years. Well, you look at it from like, WEC method perspective, you're looking at steals and clogs becoming the norm in gyms. You look at Lab on University and things like that, that's going to be more applied for athletes, contact sports. Looking at.
All right, guys. So real quick, we're just going to talk a little bit more about the boys over at Jocko Fuel, aka Origin Main. Me personally, I'm a big user of their creatine, the hydration, and the protein powder. Personally, it's my favorite protein on the market, with a combination of using digestive enzymes, essential amino acids, probiotics, and the quality of 4 different blends of protein that are time release blends. I personally think it is the best protein on the market. If you are wanting to support the channel in any way, use code Welsh10 for 10% off your order. Again, it is Welsh10 for 10% off your order. And I guarantee you, you can go down and check out the sample pack. It's $11.99 right now. You get your sample pack, try out these flavors, see which one you like, and I guarantee you there's going to be one that you do. Let's get back to the episode. Cheap ass Zoom now having to charge a whole new membership to try and just keep an extended fucking video here. Nah, I'd rather just do this shit real quick. Do a splicing if anything. But yeah, just pick it up right where we left off with everything. I appreciate it just because here, especially in some of the areas that I'm at in this industry, it's annoying to see when people are just literally doing things strictly for a gram, and they're literally not even anywhere close to putting in the amount of effort that they show that they're putting in on Instagram. I've legit seen people go into the sauna to get their sweat and then do a quick recording set and then change and then walk right out.
I mean, that sounds like a very American thing. In the UK, it's not. You'll definitely get on parallel with that. You wouldn't get that really, but you get the posing for sure, 100%. It's a problem. So I'm just getting me in.
Are you good? You good? What you burning?
Is it dragon's blood?
Oh, nice. I love my frankincense.
Of course, it's dragon's blood. I wouldn't have anything nice.
No, your ass. Yeah, nah. What the fuck is that shit? The fuck is nice?
Wasn't nice. My mom actually years ago, she turned around and said to me, "Austin, why don't you like anything that's nice?" She actually said that. She's like, "There's something wrong with you. Like you like everything you do, and it hurts you. Everything you do, you like doing. Like you just like you're addicted to suffering."
It's suffering silences the demons.
Yeah.
Suffering silences all the demons.
Oh, actually, even better than that, you just learn the names.
Is what?
You just get so fucking used to hanging around. You just learn the names and you just part of the crew then.
Yeah, they become your best friends at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They're the ones to get your cup of coffee with.
Trust. Exactly.
Yeah, you sit there, you get Bro, your name really is Mercy Denied for a fucking good reason. Holy shit. But dude, it's on, and again, also just the age too. It's nice to know that there's also men like in their 20s, who are also really, really putting in the effort. My next guest, when he comes back from Ireland, he's on a quick business trip. My boy Eric, he's one of the only other people, not only other people. I won't keep saying that shit because I know a good group of people who are really putting in the work here on Long Island, but he is putting in the work in a different way. Like his physique, he went from like the twig of the twigs to becoming this absolute fucking unit by eating, well, one, pulling away from being brainwashed into going vegan, and then went straight on fucking carnivore for a while. And that's the way he's lived his lifestyle. And he's put on the best size he's put on. And he's also genuinely has told me that he feels the greatest he's ever felt. And can't say I can't blame him, because I mean, not for nothing, the majority of the body, when you actually are giving it the proper protein and you're giving it everything that it needs to thrive, your body will put on that size.
100%. I mean, I you know what? It took me a long time to get over this trauma. It all started when I was 20 years old and I had spine surgery. So people didn't even realize, like, people don't realize that I'm actually fucked up.
Yeah, I didn't even know that shit. I didn't know you had fucking spine
So
surgery.
everything I'm doing with a hip impingement of spine surgery. I herniated 3 discs in my neck, and I've got 50% nerve damage down my left arm.
Oh shit, dude. Damn, there really is no fucking excuses. There really is no excuse then for this for individuals who even have a good back, because I'm somebody who also has. I was born with a fucked up back, basically. I have a wedge deformity in my lower left lumbar that I have no matter what since I was 12 years old. I've had excruciating back pain, basically. And that then, when I went to the military, translated into going into my hip issues, was then translated into knee issues, was then translated into ankle issues. Like, it started from everything here and then just worked its way down. And then the continuous years of injury, rehab, injury, rehab, injury, rehab. That's why I'm also as knowledgeable as I am now, with the amount of not only just mobility and fixing yourself up and being able to coach people through this time frame when they're going through their own rehabs. But it also gave me the ability is that every time I do re-injure myself, I'm not sitting longer no more than a couple of days on the shelf, because my ass is gonna be right back up and fucking putting myself through the ringer the next day. Basically, I was in a boot. What was it? Earlier last month when I re-tore some of the ligaments in my ankle again. Was in the boot, still doing my push-ups, still walking around my gym, still doing the upper body, still doing my mace work, still doing my kettlebell work. A little bit awkward and offside.
What other option is there?
Yeah, what is there to sit there and just sit there, let your brain take over, to sit there and let your body?
Well, my brain doesn't allow me to. My brain literally doesn't allow me to. Literally, I don't even know. Like, I thought a lot of this stuff was just like a normal mindset for me, because I separated myself, and I thought it was normal to go 24 hours without eating and sit in a nice bath. I thought that was normal, and then go work out. I thought that was normal to just do shit like that after a day at work.
I won't say that's fucking normal, but that's definitely.
But like, to me, it was just like the norm kind of thing. So it'd be like,
that's the normal for you. Holy shit, dude! That
like,
became normal.
I went through such a rough patch for a long time, which I don't like going into it, because A, that doesn't define who I am now, so I'm not bringing that with me. B, it's clear what it's made me, which it basically, everything was there before, but it allowed it to grow out. Instead of being encapsulated by this fucked up society where you've got to fit to the box. Yeah, well, fuck it, I'm going to be a shape that nobody else is. So I'm going to have all sides of length, all different length sides on me, and as many corners as I want each day. I can do what I want with myself. I don't have to fit in no box, right? And it's like all of that over those years. So it was 20 when I had spine surgery, and then everything went proper like that. So now it's like that relentless dude that you were when you were 20. He did his own thing and kept his mouth shut. Now it's like, now I want to go, right, I know this works because my pain is my power. Like, for you, there's a reason why I write that on my story, because people don't even understand how much a blessing pain is, because it doesn't lie. I say, and this is what I make all of my decisions on now: intuition, and the fact that some things actually can't lie. They can't lie. For example, when you look at diet and you look at our ancestors from 300,000 years ago, they ate what made them the most successful predator on the planet. We were eating the fucking bears and the lions.
Yeah, we became the apex at that point.
We were eating them, right? Now, our isotopes come back at like 99.5+% of the remains of the protein structures within the skeletal remains of those humans. The DNA and everything and the isotopes that come from that literally suggests that we get that protein from eating other animals. It did not come from any plants. There was no gathering bit. It was hunt only. So things like that you can't lie about. You can't lie about that shit. Your pain doesn't lie. So when something improves, that's your feedback. Period. Anyone tells you otherwise, I don't care how many years you studied a fucking book. Dude, you're like...
Fuck your book, give me your experience.
You're fat, you sit in an office chair for 8 hours a day, you sell people drugs for a living, and you're telling me you know more about this shit than me. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's literally that I fucking love that. I fucking love that.
From that. Innit? You break your spine, you fuck up your knee or something. Let's see how quickly you recover from it.
Mm.
You won't. Period.
Mm.
There's only
You'll be sitting there on
like
painkillers while your fucking fat belly grows.
Exactly.
Sitting there on your fucking ass, watching the shit, watching your belly grow, and then just popping out another pill. Go ahead. I'm sure they'll keep fixing your fucking issues.
Trust. People like us, this is what I explain to people as well. If you wanted something over 50,000 years ago, you went and got it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, blokes like us, these guys that are doing kettlebell shit, the MMA fighters, the list goes on. These are the ones that kept the world rolling. The guys that are builders, the people that are fighters, it doesn't really matter. The ones that can hard graft and the ones that got their head in the game, like that, they're the ones that made humanity thrive as a civilization away from the hunter part. It was utilized. Like, that part there. None of these other people would exist. None of them. There's no space for you because nature doesn't discriminate. And it gets you, shoves you 6 foot under, back to where you came from, which was nothing, right? So it gets you and it buries you back, okay? You become at one with the earth real quick. It doesn't discriminate. The ones that better the species survive. If you wanted a female, you go got it. You fought another bloke for it. You fought for that group of women. If you wanted food, you went and got it. You fought for it. Or you fought another species like a wolf or another predatory animal and you fought it.
Killed it and then you ate it. Well.
Yeah, right? People don't understand. The kill or be killed situation is incredibly real. It's just now it's deemed, there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. There's no such thing at all.
Masculinity can never be toxic. True masculinity.
Man, it's not even a man. Masculinity is an energy, and femininity is an energy. That's why blokes feel incredibly peaceful and calm when they come around a woman that like they admire or they connect with, because it's an energy. But they don't even have to see them in person. Just their voice, their energy.
Damn.
It deflects.
You just opened up my own perspective on that shit. I like that a lot. You really just opened up my eyes on that one. I like that. I never realized that shit.
Physical masculine toxicity or feminine toxicity. It's a yin and a yang. And then the yin and the yang combined create the important part is the S in between. It's the connection between the two.
Damn.
Because without that, nothing makes anything whole.
You're a wise ass motherfucker for someone as dark as you are. You got some wiseness in you there. I see that shit.
And then you have but it doesn't mean that the bloke doesn't have kindness and caring. The most masculine men have kindness, empathy, and care in them, which is the reason why a lot of these big dudes that are holding kettlebells around and all the rest of it are out there helping other people, and they don't give a shit what anyone says about it. And they'll eat their whiskey at the weekend as well. That's it.
The most dangerous man is the one that can control that monster. You know, you can be calm, be cool, be collected, respectful, kind, gentle, respectful, but also a savage, a monster, and someone you definitely don't want to fucking deal with when you piss him off.
Dude, mind of a monk, hand of a demon.
Mind of a monk, hand of a demon. You hit me left and right with these fucking things, man. I love it. Gotta have you back on here again, man. This is definitely a pleasure. It's a real honor. It definitely was a real fucking honor to have you on here, man.
I mean, I'm sat here and I've got Marcus Aurelius Meditations.
Oh, right there, right, literally right. See, and you also fucking love reading too, which is another reason why, man. I just like, as someone who also loves my books too, this has been, you know, an honorable conversation. Exactly why I've been looking forward to this conversation for as long as I've been looking forward to it too. And I definitely got to have you back on here again. So before I head you out, before I sign off out of here, where can they find you at? Where can they add you? And I also know that you're on Ensemble as well. So if they want to train with you, how can they do that as well?
Okay, so if you want to catch me in person, I train in Nottingham, in the UK, which is in the Midlands. So that's where you get physical, like one-to-one and action with me, or I run like group classes, etc. So you can the easiest way, because Stumble seems to work quite a lot on American platform more. A lot of people in the UK just message me on Instagram, and we just run through that. It's just a little bit easier. But anyone that wants my programming or any of the workouts that I do in that stupid cold weather in this country called Great Britain, if you want to go freeze your tits off the day after, once I post it and do the same stuff, you can follow my Stumble. And do that. So you just go on there, and then it's just a subscription every month. And then anything I do, I bomb it up there. You get like a nice just written out format of what I did, and then I'll just talk over it. Pretty simple, to the point. Allows people that have got short space of time to get a lot of work in. That's effective as well. So yeah, Nottingham is one base there, and then my Instagram's Mercy Denied. Once again, I practice what I preach, and I don't always go on social media. I try and just if I'm not feeling social media that day, I don't go on it. I only have it on my iPad. So sometimes I'll vanish from planet Earth for 24 hours, but I'll be back, and then you probably just get some real edgy workout bombed up the next day for your entertainment, because that's the way the world lives right now, and it's all for entertainment. I'm at your disposal.
Fucking man, this has been a real pleasure, man. This really has been. This has been one of my favorite conversations I've had in a while. So about fitness, and when I do plan in the next year or 2 years or so. I have family that just recently moved out to the UK from out over here, so I definitely do plan to come out visit them. They have no problem showing me around the entire country in itself. So when I get out over there, I 110% and stopping out over there, and we're gonna put some savage work together.
Definitely, 100%. Always welcome. Definitely.
All right, brother, man. I appreciate you again. This has been an honor. This has been awesome. I'm looking forward to the next one, and then yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing your success continue to grow, because you're skyrocketing up right now, and I love to fucking see it.
I appreciate that. It's hard work pays off, isn't it?
Yeah. Hard work, discipline, consistency, it all pays off once you just stick to the fucking plan.
That's the one. I don't have a plan, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, brother, man, I appreciate you. Austin, take care. We'll talk to you again soon.
Wicked. Brilliant. Thank you.
God bless.